Guys, back in 1999, I remember seeing a TV commercial for the first Super Smash Bros. On N64, and I actually thought it was a joke. The idea of some of the most lovable characters in video game history duking it out seemed totally absurd.
But the formula has proven to be a hit.
And now it's time to take a bit of Biffo on the go, with the latest installment, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on Switch, shaping up to be Nintendo's biggest brawler yet.
All right, guys, choose your fighter.
Kirby, Link.
Wow, Luigi!
Oh, too soon, man.
Oh, man. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is a multi-mascot brawler.
Go!
But instead of draining opponents of their health, Nintendo's unique spin on fighting involves raising a damage percentage meter, sending characters flying further with each hit until they're completely flung off screen.
And this style of brawling puts a strong emphasis on player placement and precise platforming. With all the characters having some form of double and triple jump at their disposal, matches quickly evolve from simple grounded fights into total platforming panic, as everyone frantically scrambles to keep themselves safe. It's a recipe for fun that Nintendo has been proudly perfecting for years now. Mwah.
Just as the name suggests, Smash Bros. Ultimate attempts to one-up everything that's come before it by cramming in as much fan service and nostalgia as possible, most notably the inclusion of all 63 playable characters from the series thus far. This mammoth lineup is a who's who of video games from the past 20 years, with old favourites facing off against new and obscure fighters for the very first time. Speaking of which, what would a new Smash game be without a few new challenges approaching? The list this time includes Splatoon's Inklings, the Belmonts from Castlevania, Ridley from Metroid, and Isabelle from Animal Crossing, just to name a few. Oh, plus my personal fave, King K. Rool from Donkey Kong Country. Ah, what a theme song!
Keeping with series tradition, each new fighter to the roster uses the same control inputs, but their moves are uniquely specific to them. And this makes picking up a new character to experiment with always feel familiar, but leaves room to master if you decide to stick with them. Of course, you will need to wait for these characters to appear randomly before they can be fought and added to your roster.
And it might come as a bit of a surprise to some, but you begin the game with just the original 8-fighter lineup from the first Smash game. And guys, I love this. It gave me a chance to really get to grips with the basics before I started collecting new fighters. And with such a huge roster, I can look forward to challenges popping up for days.
These new fighters appear as you jump in and out of different matches and modes, which include most of the usual suspects. Regular Smash lets you set up a quick match with basic rules. There are ladder, mob, and squad fights. Special Smash allows you to add crazy modifiers to character size and speed. Then there's Classic Mode, which will be familiar to fans of the series. This time around, the handful of brawls try to theme themselves around each chosen fighter, often including a unique boss battle. Plus, the difficulty scales depending on your performance, which I found really helpful.
However, these standard modes are mere extras when compared to the seriously large chunk of single-player content known as World of Light.
We'll win this. I know we will.
In typical over-the-top Smash story fashion, the entire roster of characters have been obliterated by an army of master hands.
You begin as the lone survivor, Kirby, navigating an enormous map of branching paths, freeing captured fighters along the way, and earning spirits, which can then be equipped to give your fighter perks and bonuses. Each spirit is representative of something from video game history, which makes collecting them feel like you're building some kind of giant sticker album of Nintendo nostalgia. But it's also a completely overcomplicated system that involves managing multiple spirits, each with their own power levels, stats, perks, slots, and attributes.
It does add extra RPG elements to the fighting formula, but I feel like they may have overcooked it a bit here. Not helped in any way by the usual mess of menus we're used to seeing in a Smash title. Fortunately, you always have the option to auto-pick a spirit loadout suited to your opponent, so you can just focus on the brawling.
It is nice having a lot to juggle in the single-player department, especially when I'm on the go. For me, though, couch multiplayer is where this game comes into its own. Nothing compares to the absolute mayhem that comes from an 8-player brawl, complete with crazy items, smash balls, and for the first time, stage morphing.
It's hard not to catch yourself grinning the whole time you're playing this. And on a personal note, having grown up with so many of these Nintendo franchises, I was overwhelmed with the sheer level of detail across the entire game. Whether it's a retro-themed power-up, the background detail in a particular stage, or just hearing a classic game theme remastered to perfection. Final thoughts for the year, guys?
Well, I've always loved a quick round of Smash. But with the hype surrounding the scale of Ultimate, I was worried it could all be a bit overwhelming. Luckily, that steady stream of challenges and flexible difficulty kept me brawling with the best of them. I'm giving it 4.5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
I think no matter how you prefer to play, there is something for every style of fighter here. Casual players can dabble in classic mode, while World of Light's intricate spirit system will keep veteran smashers busy for a long while to come. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
Yeah, it's hard to fault this almost encyclopedic tribute to Nintendo and Smash games of past. For me, Ultimate is the pinnacle of fandom, expertly combined with a style of fighter that, thanks to the series' continual development, has almost infinite replayability. It's like all my Nintendo dreams have come true at once, so I'm also giving it a perfect 5 out of 5 rubber chickens.
One more match before we wrap for the year.
Ooh. Challenge accepted.
Ready, go!